You've heard the story of Goldilocks, right? Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. Well, it turns out that same idea is absolutely critical in the world of economics. There's a Goldilocks price for just about everything, and it's this magic number that keeps our markets running smoothly. Let's dig into what that actually means. I mean, you've seen this happen, right? One day you walk into a store and there are mountains of a certain product on the clearance rack. The next, you're desperately searching for something that's just gone, vanished. Well, it turns out that's not random at all. It almost always comes down to one single thing: the price. So before we get into the problems, the too much and the not enough, we've got to understand what the ideal state looks like. In economics, this perfect scenario has a name: equilibrium. Okay, so here's the key term for today: equilibrium. You can think of it as the market's perfect handshake. It's that beautiful moment where the number of products that companies make is exactly the same as the number of products that people are willing to buy at that specific price. Not one more, not one less. It really is the market's ultimate sweet spot. In this perfect world, sellers sell every single thing they produce, and every single person who wants that product at that price gets one. It's a total win-win. But, of course, we don't live in a perfect world. So what happens when that delicate balance gets thrown off? All right, first up, let's tackle what happens when a price is set just a little too high. This creates a situation that economists call a surplus. So, just picture this: a price tag that's a bit too steep, right? It's sitting above that perfect equilibrium point we just talked about. What kind of chain reaction does that set off? This quote here just nails it. A really high price gets companies excited. They think, wow, big profits, so they produce a ton of stuff. But for you and me, the buyers, that same high price is basically a big red stop sign. The result? You guessed it, piles and piles of unsold products. It's a really simple chain reaction when you break it down. The price is too high. That makes sellers want to make and sell more, but it makes buyers, like us, want to buy less. That gap, that mismatch, creates a glut in the market. That's what we call excess supply. A perfect real-world example of this is a brand new smartphone that's priced way too high. The company might make millions of them, expecting a huge hit. But if customers look at that price and say, no way, those phones just sit there gathering dust on shelves. That is a surplus in action. Okay, so we've seen what happens when prices are too high. Now, let's flip the script and look at the complete opposite problem, the deficit dilemma. This is what happens when prices are just too low. Now, a super low price, that sounds pretty great for us, doesn't it? A bargain. But what happens when a price is too low, way below that equilibrium sweet spot? Well, it actually creates a whole different set of problems. And this quote, man, it paints a picture we all know too well. It's that frustrating feeling of rushing to a store for a huge sale, only to find a completely empty shelf where the product used to be. When prices are kept artificially low, it can create this frenzy of demand that suppliers just can't keep up with. So the dynamic here is the mirror opposite of a surplus. A crazy low price makes everyone want to buy, so demand just skyrockets. But for the producers, that same low price means smaller profits, so they have less incentive to actually make the product. This creates a shortage, or what's known as excess demand. A classic, and let's be honest, super stressful example of this is when petrol prices are held down artificially. Suddenly, everyone rushes to fill up their tanks, leading to those massive lines, a ton of frustration, and eventually stations just running out of fuel. That's a textbook market deficit. So we've got these two big problems: too much stuff on one hand and not enough stuff on the other. But here's the really cool part. A market economy has this amazing built-in way of fixing itself. This chart here lays it out perfectly. It shows the market's elegant self-correction mechanism. If you have a surplus because prices are too high, what's the natural fix? Prices have to come down. And if you have a deficit because prices are too low, the fix is for prices to rise. You see, each problem kind of contains its own solution. And these price changes aren't just random. They're the market's automatic response system. With a surplus, sellers are pretty much forced to lower prices to get rid of all that extra inventory. With a deficit, the huge demand allows sellers to raise prices. Both of these forces are constantly pushing the market back toward that perfect balance, that sweet spot. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and bring it all together. What are the big things to remember from all of this? So, the bottom line is this: It all starts with equilibrium, that ideal balance point. When a price goes too high, you get a surplus. When it drops too low, you get a deficit. But, and this is the crucial part, the market has this incredible ability to use price changes to correct itself, always nudging things back towards that sweet spot. This invisible force is behind every price tag, every sale, and every shortage you see. We've seen how the market has this natural tendency to find its own balance. But that brings up a really big question, right? What happens when an outside force, say a government, steps in and tries to stop that from happening by setting its own prices? Well, that's a whole other can of worms.